good. All right, y'all. You can see, well, I'll just do like an official stuff. So welcome. This is your expansion, breath, all that good stuff, flow. I have two blocks. You're probably going to want those. Like you don't have to, right? But you might find them beneficial when we get a little bit deeper into our practice today. So if you would like to grab a couple of those, do so. And then if you are following along on Spotify, it's What I Do. And let's just go ahead and get started. Let's dive in. I'm going to start my playlist now. So if you're going to do music, go for it. And then let's lie down on our backs. Let's start off in Supta Baddha Konasana. So in a supine butterfly pose, draw the soles of your feet together. Let your heels come in towards your sits bones, and your knees are going to hang comfortably open. And if that feels like a lot this early in your practice, you can always take blocks or anything really and slide them outside your outer thighs or underneath your knees. And let that opening of the groin and the inner thigh just be natural and just kind of let it be, right? And in this space, you're probably going to notice a light curving of your low back, and that's all right, you know? If that feels awkward, you can kind of draw the low back flat, but you're going to notice that that's going to draw your knees in, and it's going to actually cause contraction in the groin and in the inner thigh rather than this opening that we're looking for. But, you know, just find something that works for you. You can draw the pit of your belly in if you'd like. And then your arms can kind of do whatever you'd like. I'm going to move around just a little bit because that's what feels good to me right now. Yeah? And then relax your brow. Just take a moment here to truly drop in. So close down your eyes. Wiggle your jaw from side to side. And then let's move into our breath. So setting the breath being the most important part of your entire practice. So go ahead and exhale completely. And then inhale through your nose. Allow maybe the belly to expand. Your rib cage will open. The heart will rise ever so slightly. And then you exhale, emptying out. Releasing, relaxing back down. And then inhale through your nose. And exhale through your nose. Begin to cultivate some heat in your body simply by breathing deeply. So inhale. And exhale. Inhale, float your arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, release your hands down, draw your knees together, and then slowly bring your thighs in towards your chest. You're going to feel the lengthening and the stretch of the low back as you hug your thighs in. Awesome. Now, adding something a little bit different to our spinal rocks and rolls today, because we're going to focus some on hip and shoulder mobility. So you can bring your hands behind your thighs if that feels best, or your hands out to the side body. But on the inhale, lift your hips, rock it backward. On the exhale, when you roll forward, bring the soles of your feet together, press your palms, and press your fingertips forward. So you inhale, rock it back, round your low back. Exhale to come forward, press your feet, press your palms, and hinge. Inhale. And exhale. Take like two more of those. So you inhale, rock it back. Perhaps you tap your toes. And then exhale, come forward, press your feet, reach your arms through. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Come forward. And then just stay here for a moment. Perhaps your hands come down towards your feet and you hinge at the hips and take your heart forward and feel the opening through your groin, your inner thigh, the hip area. Good, y'all. Breathing in. You know you're breathing in. And breathing out. You know you're breathing out. And then slowly come back up. And then just cross your right ankle in front of the left and find Sukhasana, seated position. Root your sits bones down so that you can stack your spine one vertebra on top of the other. And then the last thing is that the crown of your head begins to lift while the knots on the fronts of your shoulders roll back and down. So you pin your shoulder blades to your upper back. Your collarbones are lifted and slightly expanded. And then the pit of your belly pulls in. So you're supporting everything here. Now your hands can rest on your lap, palms face down or up, whatever feels best to you. If taking a mudra with thumb and forefinger connecting resonates, have at it. Now, if you've got anything going on with your neck today, you're just simply going to look side to side, right? If the neck feels healthy, no bulging or degenerative disc issues, on your inhale, crown of the head lifts. And then on the exhale, you tuck your chin towards your chest. So start to feel the rounding and the opening of your cervical spine and the back of your neck. Hold for your inhale. The shoulders are still rolling back and down. And then exhale, take your left ear towards your left shoulder and get a stretch through the right side of your neck. And then inhale, bring your chin down. And exhale, right ear towards right shoulder, stretching now the left side. And then just go side to side here. But be easy on yourself. Not going too deep, not going too far. And when you're evened out from side to side, your chin tucks back down, and then you bring the crown of your head back up. Roll your shoulders back and down. Now take your right leg out to the side body and bring the sole of your left foot towards your right inner thigh. So not Janu Shirshasana because the right leg is out rather than going straight forward. Now inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then on the exhale, take your right arm down inside your right calf and then reach your left arm up and over. Your right toes flex up and back towards your shin. And then really focusing on kind of the rotation of your left shoulder on top of the right. A baby flex here. And then your left fingertips are reaching towards your right toes. We don't care if it gets there or not, right? So there's not like this end game here. What we're looking for is this spanning open of your left side rib cage as the bottom floating rib pulls up and away from the top of your hip. It's a deep stretch. Inhale. Now on the exhale with control, nice and easy, rotate towards your right leg and allow for your heart to pull towards your right ankle. Navel spins towards your right thigh bone. Just breathe it in and out. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Leave your left foot as it is, and then bend your right knee. Bring your right foot down on the ground. So you're still seated, you're still facing forward. And then your left hand comes behind your left hip. Take your right elbow and kind of slide it in towards your right inner thigh so you start to get an opening through this thigh, groin, all that stuff. Now, if you're feeling pretty rooted and stable, you might take your left forearm and wrap it around the small of your back, and the fingertips kind of go towards your right hip crease. So a little half bind. And then if you're feeling pretty open today, you might take your right arm, weave it underneath your right leg, and find this variation of a full bind. Your left shoulder is reaching towards the left. You might gaze over your left clavicle. Breathe here. One more inhale. And then exhale to release. Facing your body back forward. Take your right leg, cross it over the left. And then let your right sit bone root back down to the ground. Now, this is more than you feel like doing. Left leg is going to go straight. Now your right hand comes behind your right hip. Use your right arm like a second spine, and then inhale, lengthen. And exhale, twist in towards your right leg. Now you can hug your right leg in, or you can slide your left elbow to the outside of your right thigh. Think of your shoulders stacking over your hips. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist a little bit more. Maybe you gaze over your right shoulder, your right clavicle. Breathing in. You know you're breathing in. And breathing out. You know you're breathing out. Nice, y'all. Now on the inhale, turn your gaze forward. And on the exhale, drop your hands over to the left, taking a counter twist here. And then inhale, come right back through center. On the exhale, just unravel. Take your left leg out to the side body. Bring the sole of your right foot towards your left inner thigh. And then root your bottom down. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, drop your left forearm to the inside of your left calf. And then reach your right arm up and over. Think of the stacking of your right shoulder, your right clavicle on top of the left. And your gaze goes up underneath your right tricep and you breathe. Let your right floating rib draw up and away from the top of your hip. Breathe. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale. Rotate your navel towards your left thigh bone, fold over. Oof. Breathing here. And then slowly bring it back up. Right sit bone stays rooted. Bend your left knee. Place your left foot on the floor. And kind of drop your left sit bone back down. Your right hand comes behind your right hip so that you get some length. Take your left elbow, slide it towards your left inner thigh and get the opening through your groin. And then if it feels right, draw your belly in. Perhaps you wrap your right forearm around the small of your back, fingertips towards your left hip crease. You're kind of rotating your torso towards the right here, yeah? But you breathe the whole time. And then if that feels great, you can take your left arm, wrap it underneath your left leg, and catch your bind. Draw your belly in so that you can lift. Rotating to the right. Breathe. Take one more inhale here. And then exhale to release it. Cross your left leg over the right so your left foot comes to the outside of your right thigh. And then drop your left sit bone down. Left arm behind your hip for second spine. Inhale, float your right arm up. And exhale, twist over to the left. Your right elbow can come to the outside of your left near thigh. Twisting through your thoracic spine, not moving from your low back. And then your gaze turns forward. That's your inhale. Exhale, drop your hands over to the right. Counter it out. And then inhale, come back through center. Exhale, unravel. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Extend your legs forward. You're going to have to move the flesh around and kind of find your sits bones. And then really take a deep bend to your knees here. And then on the inhale, reach your arms up overhead. There we go. Oh, that's uncomfortable. Reach your arms up overhead. Find the hinge at your hips, and then exhale, melt your ribs to your thighs. Hands reach forward. It doesn't matter if they catch your feet or not, just moving in that direction. Internal rotation to your thigh bones so that your toes point up. And then inhale, I want you to lengthen your spine. Pull your heart forward. Exhale, melt it down, let it go. Deep breaths here. And then slowly bring yourself back up. All right. Draw your feet back and find box pose, all fours. I'm going to shimmy back so that I'm more like to the center of my mat. And if you need to place something underneath your knees when they're down on the ground, go for it. And then stack your joints, shoulders, elbows, wrists, knees come underneath your hips. Spread your fingers wide. And inhale, drape a soft belly down. Lift your tailbone, lift your chin. Press your heart forward. And then exhale to reverse it. Navel to your spine. Dome out your upper back. Let your head hang. Inhale, your belly goes down. Lift your tail. Press your heart through. And exhale to reverse it. Separate your shoulder blades as much as you can. Inhale your belly down. And exhale, belly up. Inhale, come back into a neutral spine. And then tuck your toes. Exhale, take your hips towards your heels. Walk your arms forward for a tuck-toed child's pose. Let your forehead come down. So really stretch out your feet here. Relax your shoulders from your ears. Breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. And breathe out. And know that you're breathing out. And then inhale. Taking something slightly called like a desert push-up. You're going to inhale, lift your hips, round your upper back to come forward. Shift slightly out in front of your wrists. And then untuck your toes. Exhale, come all the way down. I'm going to scoot back. I'm about to take a bite out of those blocks on accident. So you're here. You're down on your belly. Untuck your toes. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Lift your chest. Exhale, tuck-toed child's pose, hips to your heels. Inhale, lift your hips, round your upper back, shift it forward. Exhale, unravel, untuck, come all the way down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, tuck your toes, hips to your heels. Let's do like 3 more of those. So inhale, lift, come forward. And exhale to unravel, come all the way down. Inhale, roll your shoulders back, lift your hips. Exhale all the way back to your child's pose. Last 2, inhale, lift, round, come forward. And exhale, come all the way down. Inhale, shoulders back, lift your chest. Exhale, hips to your heel. Last 1, inhale, come all the way forward. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, shoulders back, heart rises. Exhale, hips to your heels, hands rock forward. And then inhale, press back up into your box pose, tuck your toes. Exhale, same kind of spinal wave. Downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back, creating an inverted letter V shape with your body. Now, trying to find like an apex here, rather than folding here at the navel center, find a hinge at your hips. Even if you have to bend your knees substantially, let your head hang. It's okay if your heels are lifting, it's all good, don't worry about it. And then inhale, take your right leg up to the sky. Use your whole breath. And exhale, step your right foot to your right thumb. Let your left heel go flat. And then inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips, your arms up over your head. Don't stress out about it, right? So like if warrior is challenging for you, it's all good, y'all. It's not a big deal. Just let your left toes angle slightly forward. Your left hip's going to wrap forward at the same time as the left side rib cage is kind of wrapping. But if it's not there, it's not perfect, don't sweat it. It's all good. Arms up over your head. Now, holding here. Inhale, reach your fingertips a little bit higher. The pit of your belly is slightly firm. On your exhale, take your elbows back and down. Open up through your chest. Hold for your inhale. And then exhale, bind up your hands. Interlace your fingers at the base of your spine. And then you inhale, puff up your chest. Option, especially if balance is going to be a big challenge for you, is to just stay right here. Otherwise, exhale, hinge at your right hip. Take the crown of your head forward. And then tuck your chin. Let your fist work its way up and over. Breathing here. Keep pressing your left foot flat. Now take one more inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Parallel your left toes. This is your inhale. Now on the exhale, step your right foot back. As many steps as you need. Don't overthink it. You're in a high plank, navel to your spine. Inhale right here. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, and downward facing dog. Stay there for a moment. You can also drop into child's pose if that feels better. And then inhale, float your left leg up to the sky. Use your whole breath. And exhale, step your left foot forward. Your right heel goes flat. Your left knee is bent. Inhale, bring your shoulders over your hips. Take your arms up over your head. Navel to your spine. Right hip is wrapping forward. Breathe in. Find your balance, find your center, whatever it takes. Relax your jaw. Inhale here. Exhale, elbows back and down. Open through your chest. Inhale. Exhale, bind up your hands. Interlace your fingers. And then inhale. Broaden through your collarbones. Lift your chest. Option is to just stay as you are. Or exhale, hinge at your left hip. Take the crown of your head forward. Drop it down. Watching your left hip. If it starts to kind of sass out, you want to pull your left hip back. Breathe. Seal the outer edge of your right foot down. Take one more inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to the earth. Now inhale, parallel your right toes. You're here. Exhale, step your left foot back. Hold for the inhale. Use your core. Exhale. Lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. You're more than welcome to move into a child's pose if that would feel better to you. And then from here, inhale, soft bend to your knees. Gaze forward. Exhale as many or as few steps as you want to take your feet to the top of your mat. Feet are about hip width distance apart to start. Inhale, tabletop your spine without cranking your head, right? So the crown of your head is reaching forward. Your neck is neutral, so there's no creasing here. And then exhale, bend into the knees, ribs to your thighs. Let your head go. Grab opposite elbows if you want. You can sway side to side. Whatever works. And then let your hands come down. I'm going to heel toe my feet together because it's my preference. You do what works for you. Exhale completely. And then inhale, root to rise. Press your feet down and come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, fold yourself back down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Option to grab your blocks, bring them to the top of your mat. On the exhale, step your left foot back and soften your left knee down to the ground. So inhale, bend into your right knee. It's at a 90-degree bend. Your pelvis softens down and forward. So you feel a stretch on the front of your left hip. Press the right foot down. Inhale, float your arms up overhead. Reach them to the sky. Good. Breathing here as you exhale. Draw the pit of your belly back. Inhale, reach your fingertips higher. Awesome, y'all. And then exhale, bring your hands down. Left hand's going to stay to the ground on a block or on the earth. Inhale, take your right arm to the sky. Get a little twist here. Gaze. Drishti traditionally would follow your top hand. If that doesn't work for your neck, just gaze to the right. Gaze down to your right foot. It's all good. Breathe. Take one more inhale. Exhale, your right hand comes down. Shift your hips back. Ardha Hanumanasana. It's your half split. So just shift your hips back and straighten through your right leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. And then your right hip draws back, left hip forward. Good. Hands can be on blocks. Hands can be on the ground. Perfect. And then on your inhale, walk yourself back forward. On the exhale, bring your hands to the inside of your right foot. So you're going to heel toe your right foot over to the side. And then today, go ahead and turn your right toes out and flare your right knee open if you choose to do so. You can bend your left knee, get a stretch to the left quadricep. Good. And then let your left toes come back down. Turn everything back forward. Take an inhale. Exhale, heel toe your right foot towards the center of your mat. Inhale, curl up your left toes, lift your left knee. Exhale, step your left foot forward, forward fold, top of your mat, let your head hang. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step your right foot back and bring your right knee down to the ground, taking your time. Hands can be on blocks or down to the ground. With your inhale, let your heart pull forward. So you feel the stretch on the front of your right hip. So the pelvis is softening down and forward. Your left knee is a 90-degree bend. When you're ready, firm up the pit of your belly before you come up. And then inhale, shoulders over your hips, arms up over your head. Exhale, sink down just a little bit more. Feel the stretch through your right side psoas. Now inhale, reach a little bit higher. And exhale, bring your hands down. Right hand stays rooted. Inhale, left arm up. Stack your shoulders. Gaze to your left fingertips if it's available and breathe. Take one more inhale. And exhale, left hand comes down. Hips shift back. Lengthen through your left leg. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Breathe it in. Navel towards your left thigh bone. Good. On your inhale, walk yourself back forward. Exhale, hands come down to the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot over. Take your time. Feel this opening on the front side, right psoas and the right hip. Turn your left toes out. Splay your knee open if you want. Bend your right knee if you want. Breathe. You can move around. You can be still. Find that space that works for you. Good. And then let your right toes come back down. Turn your left, actually, you know what? Leave your left toes as they are. Hands on blocks if you want them or not. Curl up your right toes. Inhale, lift your right knee. Exhale, step your right foot outside your right hand. Heels in, toes out, drop your bottom low. All right, y'all. So Malasana yogic squat, top of your mat-ish. I am going to grab this to put underneath my knee here in a second. I'm also going to have my blocks right here. So you're more than welcome to just kick it right here. If you're like, I'm not into whatever it is that you're about to do, cool, I get it. But we're going to work the rotation of the ball and socket joint of your hip just a little bit more. So if you want to watch the first round, the way it's going to look, you're here in Malasana. First thing you're going to do is lift your left heel, spin to the right. So now your left knee comes down. It's a low lunge to the right. I'm going to have you inhale, lift your shoulders over your hips, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Curl up your left toes, lift your left knee, spin back towards the top of your mat. Malasana yogic squat here. Same thing going to the other side. Pop up onto the ball of your right foot, spin to the left. All 10 toes are now towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, lift your hips. Your shoulders over your hips. I'm going to press my pelvis slightly forward. So I'm stretching through the front of my body. And then exhale, bring my hands down. Curl up the right toes. Spin back towards the front of my mat. And then drop my bottom back down. Hands to heart center. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, lift my left heel. Spin to the right. Left knee down. Arms up overhead. Top of the left foot is down, theoretically, but I always forget to do that. And then exhale, bring the hands down. Curl up my left toes. Spin back forward. Heels in, toes out, butt slow. Inhale, lift my right heel. Spin to the left, right knee down. Salamba Anjaneyasana. Exhale, hands down. Lift, spin back towards the front. Heels in, toes out. 1 more round, or if you're like, I just don't like it, then stay where you are. It's cool. Lift your left heel, spin to the right. I have to step my foot slightly forward to create space. And then exhale, hands down. Curl up your left toes. Spin back towards the front of your mat. Drop your bottom down. Inhale, lift your right heel. Spin to the left. Float your arms up. Exhale, hands down. Curl up your right toes. Spin to the front of your mat and drop your bottom low. Breathe. And then hands come down to the ground. Inhale, lift your hips, turn your toes forward. Exhale, heel toe your feet together. Forward fold, let it all go. Inhale to lengthen your spine. And then exhale, just step it back to downward facing dog and breathe. Nicely done, y'all. Now inhale, float your right leg up to the sky. On the exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hips, fan it open. Inhale, right leg reaches. Exhale, step your right foot all the way through. Left heel goes flat. Inhale, warrior one. We're not here for a super long time. This time on the exhale, heart forward, arms back, palms face down, pinkies come in. Now come up onto the ball of your left foot. Inhale here. On the exhale, all of the weight to your right foot for warrior three. So you can get your blocks if you want when you come to the top and take a supported variation. Straighten your right leg, lift the left. Try to tabletop out your spine and drop your left heel, your left hip down. So left pinky toe rotates towards the earth. You can have a baby bend to your right knee. But your belly pulls in and up like a corset, right? So you're supporting your lumbar spine. One more inhale. Exhale, step your left foot to the back of your mat. And then inhale, windmill open. I'm going to face the other way. Windmill open. Warrior two, right side. Good, y'all. Breathe. Left toes angle slightly inward. Take an inhale. And on the exhale, your right hand comes forward and down. Your left arm reaches to the sky to start. And then wrap your left forearm around the small of your back in a half bind. Left fingertips look for your right hip crease, but you're still opening. Breathing in. And out. Now, option is to stay here or take an inhale. Exhale, straighten through your right leg for just a moment. Opening up, kind of in a half bound triangle pose. Perfect, y'all. Now your left arm reaches back up to the sky. Inhale, rebend your right knee if you went there. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, warrior two, arms out like a T. Exhale, straighten your right leg, turn your right toes towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. And then exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. So you're going to hinge at your hips. Pull the pit of your belly in, stick your butt back, and lean forward. Drop the crown of your head down. Breathe. Now inhale. Lengthen your spine. And then on the exhale, flip yourself back over to the right. Hands to the inside of your right foot. Bend your right knee and bring your left knee down to the ground. So you're back into a lizard lunge. This time, perhaps you inhale, reach your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, bend your left knee and reach your right hand back, catching your hand to foot bind. Breathing here. Beautiful. And then it's a soft release. Let your left foot come down to the ground. Heel toe your right foot to the center of your mat. And then your hands frame your front foot. Curl up your left toes. Lift your left knee. Step your right foot back and then lift your hips up and back to downward facing dog. Let your head hang. Second side. Inhale. Left leg to the sky. Exhale. Bend your left knee. Stack your hip. Open it up. Inhale. Three-leg dog. Exhale. Step your left foot forward. Your right heel goes flat. Inhale. Shoulders over your hips. Arms up over your head. And exhale, heart forward, arms back, palms face down, elbows and pinkies come in. Come to the ball of your right foot. So feel how that changes. All of the weight coming to your left leg. Inhale here. And then you can bring your hands to your blocks if you choose. You can keep your arms floating back. But exhale all of your weight to your left leg. Right leg rises. Bend your right pinky toe down. There can be a deep or a soft bend to your left knee, whatever feels better to you. But just breathe. Navel to your spine. Long, strong spine. One more inhale. And then there's a soft bend to your left knee as you step your right foot back on the exhale. Inhale, windmill open, warrior two, left side. Stay for the exhale. Traditional drishti, your gaze point is over your left fingertips. And you're just breathing here. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, your left hand reaches forward and down. Right arm reaches up to start. And then you wrap your right forearm around the small of your back in a half bind. Gaze just up above you. Or it can even be to your left foot. Or just straight out to the right. Whatever your cervical spine can support here. Option to stay like this or take an inhale. Exhale, straighten through your left leg and find half bound triangle. Ardha Trikonasana. And your right arm reaches back to the sky if you had the bind. Inhale, bend back into your left knee. Exhale, stay. Root to rise. Inhale, shoulders back over your hips, arms like a T. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Turn your left toes towards the long edge of your mat. Inhale, arms out like a T. And then exhale, bind your hands at the small of your back. So interlace your fingers. And then on your inhale, knuckle slide past your sacrum. Open up through your chest. That's a slight firming up, pit of your belly. Exhale, hinge at your hips. And then take the crown of your head towards the earth. And work your fist up and over. And then you might focus here on internally rotating the upper arm bones here so that the shoulders allow for the neck to be long. And breathe, y'all. Relax your face. Deep inhale. And exhale. One more inhale. Exhale, let your hands come down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, walk yourself to the top of your mat. Hands to the inside of your left foot. Inhale, bend into your left knee. Exhale, right knee comes down. Lizard here. Hands can be on blocks. Hands can be on the earth. You do you. And then perhaps right palm stays rooted, left arm to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, if you want it, bend your right knee. Your left hand reaches back. And breathe. Take one more inhale here. And then it's a soft release of the right toes to the ground as you exhale. Heel toe your left foot to the center of your mat. Inhale to curl up your right toes. Lift your right knee. Exhale, press your palms down. Step your left foot back. Inhale, you're in a high plank. And since it's kind of a gentle-ish practice, go ahead and bring your knees down. Come all the way to the belly. All right. So from here, take your right arm out to the side body, palm face down. Right ear to the ground. Left hand is just underneath your left shoulder. Now, you've probably done this with me before. We're not going to hold just yet. So bend your left knee, press your left palm down. Inhale here. Exhale, roll over your right arm, drop your left toes behind your right thigh hamstring. Perfect. So this is your inhale. Exhale, come back down onto your belly, unravel. Take your left arm out to the side body, palm face down. You want it at shoulder height. And then your right palm is underneath your shoulder, left ear to the ground. Bend into your right knee. Sorry, I got a foot cramp. Bend into your right knee. Press into your right palm. Roll over your left arm. Your right toes drop behind you. And then exhale, come back onto your belly. So we're going to move that breath to movement. So pubic bone, pelvis, belly down. Left hand underneath your left shoulder. Right arm comes out. Bend your left knee. Roll over your right arm. Exhale, come down to your belly. Right hand underneath your right shoulder. Inhale, open yourself up. Exhale, moving with control, come down to your belly. Slide your left hand in, your right arm out. Inhale, bend your left knee, roll over your right shoulder. Exhale, come to your belly. Right hand slides in, left arm out. Inhale, roll over your left arm. Exhale, come down to your belly. One more each side. Inhale, right arm out, roll over. Exhale, to your belly. Slide your right hand in, left arm out. Inhale, roll over your left arm. And exhale, come down to your belly. Just kick it here for a second. Breathe. If you need to bend your knees, kind of windshield wiper out the feet or something, or just be still, y'all. Right? What is your default? And then really drop in and ask yourself if your default is what is truly serving you, if it's just what you do because it's what you always do. I'm really working on that right now. Breathe. Let your belly go. All right. Now on the inhale, pull your heart through to lift it. And then exhale, hips to your heels. Child's pose, Balasana. Walk your arms forward. You can stay for a breath or two. When you're ready, meet me in downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward to all fours. And exhale, lift your hips up and back. Inhale, soft bend to the knees, gaze forward. And exhale, take your feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold yourself down. And then inhale, bend into your knees. Sit your hips low. Reach your arms high. Utkatasana, chair pose. Draw the pit of your belly in. Can allow for your bottom to kind of drop back and down so that when you gaze down, your toes are visible in front of your knees. Inhale here. And then exhale, single leg Tadasana. All of the weight into your left foot. Draw your right knee into a 90-degree bend. All right, y'all. So from here, cross your hands at the wrists and grab outer edges, both edges of your foot, your right foot. Now, some of you are going to stay right here, and that's perfect. It's all good. If you want just a little bit extra, it's a lot extra, you're going to straighten your right leg out. Try to stack your shoulders over your hips. Keep breathing. All right. Now, nice and slow, your left hand is going to reach up to the sky. Bend into your right knee. Your right arm comes to the outside of your leg. Flip the grip of your hand on your foot. Firm up the pit of your belly. There can be a soft bend to your left knee. Kick your right foot into your right hand and hinge at your left hip. Trying to keep your right hip closed. I know the tendency is to flare it open. And breathe. And then you firm up the pit of your belly to bring your shoulders back over your hips. Inhale. Exhale, right foot down. Hands at heart center. And just be. All right. Inhale, arms out. No. Just taking it to the second side. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana, head hangs. And then inhale. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it back down. And then inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana, bend your knees, sit your bottom back and down. And then stay in your chair. We're down into the four corners of your right foot. And then take an inhale. Exhale, single leg Tadasana, straighten your right leg, lift your left knee. Holding here, Get your balance. Mula bandha. Squeeze at the base of your pubic bone. Root down through your right foot. Inhale. Exhale, cross your hands at the wrist. Grab the edges of your left foot. So you're kind of rounding over your left thigh. Breathe here. You're more than welcome to stay right here. If you want it, ideally you bring your shoulders over your hips and then extend your left leg with your hands crossed at the wrists. Breathe. Now your right hand is going to release up and then bend into your left knee. Flip the grip of your left hand on your foot and then hinge at your right hip. You can take a soft bend to your right knee, kick your left foot into your hand and reach your right arm forward. Navel in and up. Breathe. And then you firm up the pit of your belly. Inhale, lift your shoulders over your hips. Exhale, soft and graceful release. Hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, hinge at your hips and forward fold. Let it go. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bring your hands down. Step yourself back. Knees to the earth. Hips to your heels. Balasana, child's pose. If you like to roll your forehead from side to side, feel free to do so. If you just need to be still, do that too. Find the space that speaks to you the most and be there. Remembering that none of this has to be perfect, just honest. Breathe in. Know that you're breathing in. And then inhale, press up into your box pose. Just find a seated position as you exhale. You might have to scoot forward so you can kind of, plant your feet down on the ground. Take them about hip-width distance apart. And then find a C curve to your spine so that you can roll down one vertebra at a time until you're on your back. Setting up for one, belly up, back bend. Feet about hip-width distance apart. Feel free to take your wheel, but I'm just going to cue bridge because we kind of keep it low-key in this one. Hands come down next to your hips. Press your feet down and away from you or create that kind of traction to lift your hips, press them up into the sky. You can roll your arms underneath your shoulders. You can make a fist underneath your sacrum. But just bridging your spine here one last time. Feel the engagement of your inner thighs, your hamstrings, your quads. Relax your face. Take one more inhale and release it down as you exhale, nice and slow. Inhale, open your arms out to a T. And then exhale, draw your knees into a 90-degree bend. If there's any other supine twist that you would prefer, you do you, right? I'm going to drop my knees over to the right and turn my face to the left. Allow for your left shoulder to just melt down to the ground. And you inhale one leg through center at a time. Whatever twist you chose, mirror that on the second side. And then exhale, drop your knees to the left, turn your face to the right. Focusing on the right shoulder coming down, but remember, don't force, push, or pull. Just maybe readjust something else. Maybe you just start to notice here Notice how you feel. Bringing awareness into any weight that you were able to drop during your practice, tension. And allow for this sensation of openness, expansion, or whatever it is that arises, because it's all perfect, it's all right. Your next inhale, come back through center. On the exhale, perhaps it's a happy baby, maybe legs up the wall, whatever jives with you right now, whatever you're into. One more inhale here. Exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, extend your legs forward. Let your feet hang comfortably open. Your arms come down by the side body. Or any other shape that resonates for you to take rest and be able to truly drop into your Shavasana. Relax your brows, your jaw, and rest. Enjoy. If what you need is to be here a little bit longer, I really invite you to stay as long as you can. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath and to wiggle your fingers and your toes. On your inhale, take your arms up overhead and find a full body stretch. And then on the exhale, hug your knees in towards your chest. You can roll over to the right or rock up to Sukhasana, whatever feels better to you. Eventually, we all meet there with shoulders over the hips. Your hands can rest in your lap, on your knees, or seal together in Anjali Mudra at heart center. If you take that final moment, that final pause, to be grateful for your body, for what it does for you today, to be hopeful for tomorrow. So thank you all for carving out time to step on your mat. It's important. Have a great rest of your day whenever it is that you take this practice, and namaste.